Lydia Des Dolles, Fight Connect TV, and I'm delighted to be joined by Eddie Hearn here at the press conference for Kid Galahad and Kiko Martinez in Sheffield this weekend. Eddie, how are you feeling?
Feeling good, actually, yeah. Nice to be in Sheffield, been a long time. Great to see Terry Harper back, excited for Kid Galahad, and a good night of boxing on DAZN.
Absolutely, and a great undercard as well, new fighters coming up.
Yeah, on the stream we've got Stevie Levy, who's probably the funniest person I've ever met. Raven Chapman, very talented female fighter as well. Will Corley making his pro debut as part of the GB setup, Aki Fayoub as well. And then when we go into the main card, got a really interesting English title fight between Hunt and Flint, which I've just doubled up with a KO bonus as well for a bit of fun. Keep an eye on Dante Dixon, really good fighter in a big step up against Jordan McCrory. Chris Billum-Smith defending his European title, and then the 2 World Championship fights as well, which I expect to be great entertainment.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Willie Joe Flint and Dom Hunt. Obviously a bit of excitement there when you announced that you'll double up on their pay for the knockout.
Yeah.
Really good fun, and you could just see both fighters' eyes just light up, you know. It seems that Matchroom, not only working with the elite, the top end of the sport, but also these new fighters, giving them opportunities. Is that really important for you, as the chairman, as the promoter for Matchroom, to not only look after the guys at the top end, but to give these opportunities to the new guys?
Well, yeah, I mean, from a selfish point of view, you want to put good competitive fights on with 2 guys that will give absolutely everything. So I love these little 10-round English title fights. Normally this was a fight that would be on the stream, but with Hopey Price becoming ill, we've elevated it to the main broadcast. So that's great for those guys. And, you've seen the UFC do their fight of the night stuff and stuff like that. I think I was in the bath last night and I was just thinking, let's try something different. Yeah. Those guys, I'm buzzing for them, but let's double their money if they win by knockout. See if it works. We had, with our old format prize fighter, we used to do a knockout bonus in that, and it does change the dimension of everything. So, you're never going to get guys at a certain level saying, I don't care about knockouts. But this level, they do, especially if they can double their purse. So let's see if it works.
Absolutely. And you mentioned there obviously the UFC. I know you're just back from America with the Canelo fight. Twitter kind of went alight a little bit with Dana White sitting front row watching the Canelo fight while he's like ringside with his own fight going on. That's sort of the beauty of social media, that we're getting to see this little crossover. For you, would there ever be anything in the future where you'd like to kind of bring in alternative sports or different martial art disciplines into boxing?
I'm a boxing guy, so I'm not mad on MMA. Like, I watch it, and I watch the big fights, the big stars, Conor McGregor, all those kind of guys. I thought that was good for boxing that Dana White was watching Canelo. Yeah. He said it was because he had a bet, but and also when you've got a competitive night on pay-per-view like that, you are looking at what time you should run the main event and stuff like that. But yeah, for me, boxing's boxing, MMA's MMA, but I love them both. And UFC's a tremendous business. I often steal their ideas and tell our guys to watch it. Not necessarily watch the fights, but watch the business. Yes. And he's doing a great job.
Well, that was my final question that I wanted to leave you with, because when we look at Matchroom, the joining with DAZN with Eddie Hearn, the promoter, you're at the top of the game. And from a personal standpoint, like, where is there left to go? When on a Monday morning when you go into the office, what do you sit down and say, right, this week we have to, or this month we have to achieve? What's left to achieve for Eddie Hearn and Matchroom?
Well, it's about a global strategy now, and that's of course the tie-up with DAZN. When we left Sky, we made that decision because we needed a global partner that would allow us to expand in different territories. Me personally, it's about defending the throne in the UK, but it's about growing the sport and taking on territories and markets that they thought we couldn't, particularly the US. And we still battle away hard there. But you get a lot of sort of naysayers. So, oh, you said you were going to do this in America. How? I said, well, right now people are talking about Matchroom, PBC, and Top Rank as who's bigger. So we're already in that conversation. We've been there 3 years. I'm just a guy from Britain that's coming over to America to smack some bottoms, and they don't really like me over there, and I'm up against it. Everyone's freezing me out. No one's going, yeah, Eddie, come and work with us in America. That's the challenge there. Spain has been a revelation. It's so enjoyable to go into Spain and Italy and Mexico and work, not grassroots level, but work with localised events. Australia, big focus for us in 2022. Germany as well, Poland, Eastern Europe. That's the buzz for me, is to make Matchroom boxing a global business like the UFC, where we're recognised in countries as a brand, and that's happening. There are no other global promoters in boxing. People say, are you the biggest promoter in the world? Look, you can talk about, are we in England or America, wherever. Globally, there is no one promoting events globally with global TV contracts, and we're in a good position. But the fire's still there, and when the fire burns out, I won't be bothered to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to Sheffield and then come home for a meeting, and then next morning go to Manchester, then come back, go to Vegas, fly back, go to Mexico. It knocks, excuse my language, it knocks the bollocks out of you. But at the moment, I'm young and fresh enough and enjoying it enough to do it, but it won't last forever.
Brilliant. Well, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Eddie Hearn, for Fight Connect TV.